Hello students, as in the previous videos, we understood about the main parts of a typical cell, which includes cell membrane or plasma membrane, nucleus and the cytoplasm. We understood about the structure and function of cell membrane. We understood that cell membrane is a flexible and selectively permeable structure which allows only selected chemical materials to pass through it. One more thing about plasma membrane or cell membrane is that as we know that cell membrane is a flexible structure, and due to its flexibility unicellular organisms like amoeba is able to engulf food materials from external environment. This process is called endocytosis. Endocytosis is of two types, phagocytosis and pinocytosis. Phagocytosis is the process of engulfing solid particles, while pinocytosis is the process of engulfing liquid particles. So, endocytosis is of two types, that is phagocytosis and pinocytosis. Phagocytosis is engulfing of solid particles, while pinocytosis is engulfing of liquid particles. We understood about the structure and function of the nucleus, which is the brain of a cell, which controls all the activities of a typical cell. It contains chromatin materials, which contains chromosomes. Chromosomes are made up of DNA and proteins, and DNA is the hereditary materials which help in the transfer of characters from one generation to another generation, that is from parents to their offspring. The segments of DNA is called gene, and one gene decides one character of an individual. We also understood about the structure and function of the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm has two parts. One liquid part is called cytosol. In this cytosol, different types of biochemical reactions are performed. The other part of cytoplasm is solid part, which is known as cell organelles. Cell organelles are submicroscopic structures which are specialized to perform specific cellular function. According to the presence of membranous covering, cell organelles are of three types. Number one, double membranous cell organelles. These type of cell organelles are covered with double membrane, and it includes mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi bodies, and plastids. Number two is single membranous cell organelles. These organelles are covered with single membrane, and these includes lysosomes and vacuoles. Third one is non-membranous cell organelles, and these cell organelles have no membrane, that is they are not covered with membrane, and it includes ribosomes. So cell organelles are of these three types. Now today in this video we will understand about different types of cell organelles one by one. First of all, we will know about the mitochondria. Mitochondria are rod-like structures which are known as powerhouse of the cell. They contain enzymes necessary for the oxidation of food materials during the process of respiration and for the release of energy in the form of ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate. This ATP is known as energy currency of the cell, and this form of energy is utilized by cell to perform different types of functions like physical activities and bio, biosynthesis of different types of chemical compounds. These processes are very helpful for maintaining different types of activities of cell, and for maintaining different types of activities the energy is obtained by the process of respiration, which is performed inside the mitochondria of the cell. Mitochondria are bounded by double membranes. Its outer membrane is porous, and this porous membrane allows different types of chemical materials to pass through it, while its inner membrane is deeply folded, and these folds are known as crista, and they provide large surface area for ATP generating chemical reactions. Mitochondria have their own DNA, ribosomes, and enzymes to perform different types of chemical reaction for manufacture for manufacturing of their own proteins. That's why mitochondria is known as semi-autonomous bodies. So, mitochondria have their own DNA, ribosomes, and proteins manufacturing system, which makes it semi-autonomous cell organelle. Now, we will understand about other cell organelle, that is endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum is actually a large network of membrane bound channels, tubules, and vesicles. In structure, endoplasmic reticulum is similar to that of the plasma membrane. Endoplasmic reticulum is present in all cells except prokaryotes and mammalian RBC. Depending upon the presence and absence of ribosomes, there are two types of endoplasmic reticulum. Number one, rough endoplasmic reticulum, and number two, smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum is rough due to presence of ribosomes on their outer surface. It helps in the synthesis of proteins. It also helps in the synthesis of enzymes that give rise to lysosomes. So, rough endoplasmic reticulum have rough endoplasmic reticulum has ribosomes on its surface, which helps in the synthesis of proteins and enzymes, and these enzymes are helpful in the generation of or creation of lysosomes. Second one is smooth endoplasmic reticulum, which appears smooth because there is no presence of ribosomes on it, on its surface. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum helps in the synthesis of lipids and fat molecules. In liver cells, smooth endoplasmic reticulum takes part in detoxification of poisons and drugs. So, in smooth endoplasmic reticulum appears smooth. Why? Because there is no presence of ribosomes on its surface, and it helps in the synthesis of lipids and fat molecules. It also helps in detoxification of poison and drugs in liver cells. So, endoplasmic reticulum is very helpful in the process of manufacturing of proteins and lipids. Manufacturing of proteins is taken place by rough endoplasmic reticulum, while manufacturing of lipids is taken place by smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So, as endoplasmic reticulum helps in the manufacturing of proteins and lipids, and we also know that cell membrane or plasma membrane is made up of lipids and proteins. One thing is clear, that the generation of plasma membrane is taken place with the help of endoplasmic reticulum, and the process of formation of cell membrane with the help of proteins and lipids is called membrane biogenesis. The process of formation of cell membrane with the help of proteins and lipids is known as membrane biogenesis, and endoplasmic reticulum helps in this process of membrane biogenesis, that is formation of cell membrane. And we already understood that endoplasmic reticulum helps in the manufacturing of proteins and lipids. Endoplasmic reticulum also helps in the formation of skeletal framework of the body of an animal. So, it also helps in the formation of nuclear membrane during cell division. The formation of nuclear membrane is taken place during the process of cell division, and this process of formation of nuclear membrane is taken place with the help of endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum also helps as channels for the transportation of material between various regions of cytoplasm and between the cytoplasm and the nucleus, because nucleus also contains nucleoplasm, and the transfer of materials is taken place between cytoplasm and nucleoplasm, and endoplasmic reticulum helps in this process of transportation with their channels. Endoplasmic reticulum also helps in the formation of cytoplasmic framework, which helps in providing, it helps in providing surface for performing different types of biochemical reactions in the cell. So, endoplasmic reticulum also helps in the formation of cytoplasmic framework, which helps in providing surface for performing different types of biochemical reaction inside the cell. So, endoplasmic reticulum plays very vital role in the activities of the cell. Now we will understand about other cell organelle, that is Golgi body. Golgi body or Golgi apparatus are discovered by Camillo Golgi. These are cell organelles of membrane bound sacs, tubules and vesicles. It means Golgi apparatus or Golgi bodies consist of membrane bound sacs, tubules and vesicles. Membrane bound sacs of Golgi apparatus are thin, curved, and these are arranged in stalks, one by one in stalks. These stalks are arranged in parallel, almost parallel to each other, and these parallel stalks are called cisterna. So, membrane bound sacs of Golgi apparatus or Golgi bodies is arranged in parallel stalks, and one stalk is known as cisterna. Tubules and vesicles are arranged in the periphery of the these stalks. So Golgi apparatus is a very complex structure, and it is present in bondation with endoplasmic reticulum, and by the formation of connection with membranes of endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi body or Golgi apparatus form a complex cellular membrane system which plays a very vital role in the functioning of the cell. So, Golgi apparatus are one of the important part or one of the important cell organelle of the cell which functions various important activities of the cell. Golgi apparatus helps in storage, modification and packaging of products synthesized near endoplasmic reticulum in vesicles. So different types of chemicals which are synthesized near the endoplasmic reticulum in vesicles are stored, modified and packaged with the help of Golgi apparatus. Golgi apparatus also helps in the process of manufacturing of complex sugars from simple sugar. It also helps in the formation of lysosomes, and different types of components of cell wall is also synthesized by Golgi bodies or Golgi apparatus. Golgi apparatus also helps in repair and synthesis of cell membrane. So, Golgi apparatus or Golgi bodies plays vital role in the cell. It helps in different types of storage, modification and packaging of chemicals inside the cell. It also helps in repairing and manufacturing of cell membrane and lysosomes. It also helps in the formation of complex sugar from simple sugar. These are the main functions of cell, cellular Golgi body or Golgi apparatus. Now, on moving forward, we will understand about lysosomes. Lysosomes are small spherical vesicles covered with single membrane. It contains digestive enzyme for intracellular digestion and waste disposal. When the cell gets damaged, lysosome burst to release enzymes for digestion of cellular components by the process called autolysis, and helps in the process of worn out of cell organelles and different components of the cell. That's why lysosomes are known as suicidal bags of the cell. Why lysosomes are known as suicidal bags of the cell? Because lysosomes contains enzymes for digestion of cellular components. When this process is performed, this process is performed when the cell organelles and cell get damaged. Then these unusual parts of cell or cell organelles are removed with the help of digestive enzymes of lysosomes. That's why lysosomes are called suicidal bags of the cell. Hence, lysosomes play very important role in removing dead and worn out cell organelles. They help in destruction of foreign particles by providing protection to the body. Lysosomes helps in intracellular digestion of food particles. So, lysosomes are very important cell organelle of the cell, which plays very important role like removing of dead or damaged cell organelles and protect the cell from different types of foreign particles, and it also helps in the intracellular digestion of food particles.